And lastly, Arch Enemy. I know we talk a lot about Arch Enemy, and you guys might think I'm very big into them. I'm not. I like 2 or 3 songs by them, and that's it. But I think Angela Gossow is a very good singer. So, well, and well, Miss Gossow was interviewed and by Terrorizer magazine from the UK, and they asked her whether well, what she thought about everything that's going on in her band. Sadly, Arch Enemy I think is a band that has more fame because of they have this girl singing, and because there's a lot of girls metalhead girls that actually feel identified with her, and I think it doesn't hurt that some guys might be interested in Angela, right? And they ask her, on the impact of bringing a female singer had on her band, and well, she said what I think they've been saying for a lot of 10 years now. Yeah, it's important that she's a girl, but I don't think that's the whole thing about it. I think the aspect of Angela being a girl and singing extreme metal has already died out. Not a lot, but a few girls out there who sing heavy, like in Angela's style, and they haven't been getting as much coverage, maybe because they don't have the same musicianship. But why is if it was the whole sex appeal thing that made them propel, or was it because they were the first ones? What's the problem? It would be like when the thing when Evanescence made a huge splash in the industry because they had Amy Lee singing, and it was like, oh wow, this is great singing, and for those of us who were a bit more into metal, we knew that Nightwish and Theater Tragedy and a lot of other bands, Tristania and a lot of other bands had been doing that for years, and nobody said nothing. I think extreme metal with a girl and singing needs to expose them more, so that we know there's a lot of more. And I want to talk about you guys or rather, hopefully you can discuss with me this on the comment section or on Facebook. Is it really important that if who's doing the singing? I mean, is it really important that it's a girl who can scream out her lungs, or does it come back to the fact that it's musicianship? What should be taken into account? Because I mean, for me, it doesn't matter that Angela Gossow is the one singing. I still judge them basically on whether I like their songs. I I get their album, and I say, is it good? If it's good, I'll keep the songs or the album. Or if it's not good, if I don't like it, I just get rid of it, But how important is for you guys whether a man? I mean, I can't remember rather if there's a black metal band out there with a girl. I think that guy's from Psy, right? Do it, or Gallhammer does it, right? But is it important that it's a girl or a guy? What do you think? I would like to see that. And so opinions. For albums, we're gonna be talking about my favorite 2 albums I like. First of all, we're gonna be talking about Pain's "Dancing with the Dead," 4th album by Pain. What can I tell you about it? It's filled with a lot of lovely tunes, songs that I really like. Same Old Song, Nothing, Not Afraid to Die, Bye Die, Dancing with the Dead, title song, very good. The whole album is very good. I think it doesn't hurt the fact that it's all Pain. It's everything done by Pierre Tactrin, and he's in this album. I think it's one of the albums where it comes through that really good mix of him being this harsh metal head, and at the same time being this electronic music fan, that gives it a lot of it gives a lot of various sides to it. I think it's enjoyable even you're not a very hardcore metal fan, but you don't have to be also into electronic music to understand it. I think it's I would describe it somewhere along kind of like Dive Tranquility without so many growls, which I think is a good thing. Overall, I think it's one of a great album, and well, it didn't hurt for me that at the time they had Peter had Andrea Odendahl and Ala Friedrich in bass and on guitar and bass, each one. Now they moved on to Jesus on Ecstasy and Leap Size for a while. I think Ala Friedrich was a bass player for Leap Size for a while. Very beautiful girls. And but again, is it really important who's doing the playing? Is it, do you have to have a hot girl or a good-looking guy there? I don't think so. But I'm not gonna deny the fact that, you know, Peter Tuckman makes a hell of a good music. And the next album, which is gonna be taking a bit while more to talk about, it's one of my favorite albums, one of my favorite bands ever. This is Wolfheart by Moonspells. The first album by Moonspells, or if you like this one, this is the other version. What I can tell you about Wolfheart that hasn't been said, besides the fact that there's about 8 tracks aside from Alma Mater, which is the song that most people know. The first album, they were, you know, it's really interesting because it's an album that if you are a fan of Moonspells, if you heard the first demo under the Moonspell, or the first you know, EP or whatever you want to call it, it's a lot blacker and a lot heavier, but Wolfheart has melody, has a lot of you know, structures, very good, you know, very, I don't know, romantic songs, a lot of atmospheres that I don't think shown through on Moonspell, under the Moonspell. And you know, that mixture of having Portuguese and sometimes Latin with English, I think that's one of the reasons why Wolfheart is such a good album. Besides the fact that it's still romantic without you know, without going into old English like Theatre Tragedy did, or being as complex as a lyrical acrobatics that Danny Field does. It doesn't have that much black. It has some black tinged vocals, but not so, you know, you can actually understand what Fernando is singing, even though he has a, well, Portuguese accent when he speaks English. I think overall you can understand everything that's being said, and you have a lot of, like I said, you have a lot of different songs that go through being very blackish metal, then going back to being, you know, very like atmospheric acoustic even. And of course it features the vocal talents and female vocals of Birgit Sager, which we talked about last week when we talked about Tiamat's Judas Christ. So there you go, if you didn't know where you had heard that girl before. And well, it's, I think, one of the many aspects of Moonspell. I think it's one of the one most people like, that balance between harshness and softness, so to speak, or acoustic rather, atmospheric acoustic, or, you know, mellow melodies, I think, which is very good. And you know, excellent guitar playing, and you know, keyboards playing, everything playing was played very good in this album. There's actually 3 editions of this album. The black one would be the first one, which has only 9 songs. The deluxe special edition, which has an extra track called Ataigina, which is a goddess, a Portuguese goddess. And there's a reissue of in 2007, which has the same thing, and then you have an album, which a live album, well, different tracks, live tracks where they sing the whole album. And it has a remastered version of the black cover, which I think is the better one. It actually took me a while to track down this copy, but I have it. So if you guys have a chance to hear both of those albums, check them out. Moonspell overall, well, I can tell you, Moonspell is one of my favorite bands. To see them twice, and I always come out blown away what they can do. 9, definitely 9. But I'm not gonna look down on Pain. I also think Pain's Dancing with the Dead deserves a 9. So guys, check out those 2 videos. Have fun. See you next week.